Hello and welcome to this Revit video where we're going to be looking at adding sections to our model, and we're also going to be adding information to sheets, and a final thing that we're going to look at in this video will be printing to PDF. So let's get started. I'm looking at the ground floor plan at the moment of this particular project, and I want to add a short section and a long section. To do that, you'll need to go to the View tab and then choose the Section tool, which is just below where it says View. To draw a short section, I will click and drag, and that's it. We've created a short section. This symbol and this dashed line represent the range of my section, and if you look inside of the project browser, you'll find a brand new sections section. Inside of there's section 1, and if we double click, here is the short section of the whole building. All of the levels that we have so far, all the floors, the internal wall that I've put in, and some of the columns we can see there inside of this short section. The short section can be cropped. You can modify and change this. You can also go back into the ground floor where we drew the section. Actually, I think maybe we drew it in level 3, that's fine. And we can modify the range. We can change that. We can also change the way that this particular section is annotated, so we could reduce the line if we're trying to keep our annotation tidy. We could do something like that, and that will not change the range or the crop of the section. We can see that that is still the same. Okay, so if we wanted to add a long section, I'll get the section tool again, drag and click. Another thing we can do is we can use this break symbol, and we could have the line crossing over here and over here for our section. Let's check the section. That looks good. Again, we could crop to a particular part of the project. There's our section looking good. Okay, also with sections, you can create sections that crop in different ways. So let's go to View, choose the Section tool, and we can create a section like so, but we can add a split segment, and this will allow us to draw more unusual sections. Now, there was a particular building that we worked on last year and the year before where there was a large courtyard, and sometimes we needed to do a section that went around the courtyard in the center of the building so that we could see the internal sort of flow of the building. So this again could be very useful. So we have 3 sections. There we go. Ready to go into a sheet. So sheets are built into Revit. We use sheets to create documents that could be printed to scale, and by default you will have one called A100 unnamed. At the moment mine has the ground floor plan in it with the section on it, but if I delete that, you can drag any plan or any elevation or a 3D view or a section into this. So let's drag one of our sections. Let's click and drag, and there is our section. Our long section is inside of this sheet. This is an A1 sheet, and at the moment you can see that the view scale is 1:100. You could increase this if you wanted to. We could go 1:50, and we can see that that doesn't quite fit, so it's probably best to keep it down at 1:100. There we go. So we could add a couple of sections here. Let's pop that in there, and let's add in this section as well. Okay, so we've got our 3 sections on this sheet, and this sheet is ready to go. but we're going to need some different size sheets for our project. You're going to need an A3 one as well, which is going to help you to create scale drawings that can go into your design reports. So to create new sheets, we need to right click on the word sheets inside of the project browser. Here we can choose new sheet, and here we can load a brand new type of sheet. So at the moment we have title blocks A1 metric standard. That's the one we get by default. But if I press load, it opens up all our content for Revit. So normally you would see the UK folder open, and near the bottom, second from the bottom, we have title blocks. If I double click on that, you can see all the title blocks that come with Revit inside of the Revit content. So the one that I'm looking for is the title blocks A3 metric. Click open, and it adds that one to our potential new sheets. So let's click OK, and here we have an A3 sheet. First thing I'm going to do is rename this. So I'm going to right click and choose rename, and I like to refer to the size of the sheet, so I'm going to say A3. This is going to be A301, and I'm going to call this ground floor. Okay, so inside of here I'm going to put the ground floor plan, clicking and dragging. There's the ground floor plan, and I can rescale this if it's too big, so I might go to 1 to 200. There we go. And if I need to adjust this line, I can just drag that in. Okay, and there we have our A3 sheet to scale 1 to 200 of our ground floor plan. Now once you have your sections and your sheets set up, you're going to want to print them to PDF. Printing to PDF allows you to take that document and use it in lots of different ways. So maybe you want to bring it into your InDesign design report, or you want to email it to somebody. The PDF is the best way to go, something that everybody can access and view. So let's print a PDF. What you need to do is go to File, Print. So I just clicked on the word print, and we're going to choose Adobe PDF as the printer. I check the properties. We need to make sure that the size of the page is the same as we want to print, so I'm going to choose A3, and none of these other options I'm going to change. I'm going to print black and white because I'm not too bothered about this logo. Everything else is black and white. Layout, landscape, yes, click OK. Combine multiple files into one. I'm only planning on printing one sheet, so I want to make sure that I do that, so that's fine, that can stay as it is. I'm going to go into the setup here and make sure that this also says A3, that the zoom is 100%. That ensures that our scale will be correct. I'm using vector processing. It is a landscape here. That's all good. Click OK. The next thing I want to do is select a particular sheet that I want to print. So I'm going to choose Select, Views and Sheets, select here, and down at the bottom-ish. Okay, there it is. Sheet A301, ground floor. I'm going to click OK. There's a tick there. Click OK. I don't need to save any of this. I'm going to click OK. I'm not going to save. And yes, I've chosen to print one view. Yes, that's correct. And I'm going to do it inside of my documents. Press save, and you can see it builds the PDF for me. And you hopefully see on my screen that Acrobat DC has opened up, and here is my A3 to scale. So if this was printed without any reduced to paper size or anything like that, if it's printed 100%, this will be accurate to scale at 1 to 200. So that's how you create your scale drawings ready for your design reports or just for printing out for reference. That's how you create these 2-scale sheets from Revit. So we've gone through drawing sections, modifying those sections, creating sheets, and printing to PDF. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.